Hello friends, welcome back to Education Protect channel. Today we're going to discuss about day 6 expression transformation. Okay, so in expression transformation, uh, there is no theoretical explanation because it's all depend on practical session. Let's go with the practical session now. So go to IICS and log in into the Informatica cloud. Okay, go to mappings, create a mapping. So I'll just take any one source here so that I can explain you about expression transformation in how many ways we can use the expression transformation. Okay. So I'm going with the table now. I'll select the transaction table only. So the transaction details, right? Click on OK. So first we will check what are all the fields we have and how can we uh, make examples on that fields. Okay, let's check the columns here. So these are the columns we have. So in expression transformation, we can write the custom conditions, or if you want to merge something, so we can write in this expression transformation and we can take one output from it. Okay, so these are the fields we have. So I'll take here the expression transformation. If you click on this, open here. So these are all the incoming fields, right? Which are coming from the source. We have expression tab here. Here, create simple expressions. You can also use expression macros to create complex expressions. So, and allow additional fields and expressions during task creation. And we have a window, which is advanced mode to configure window properties. And we have a advanced. So this is a tracing levels. So go to expression. So what I have to do here is, so we have from source we are getting these many fields. Okay, let's check the data here. So we'll check it here itself in source, right? Select star from trans data, trans details. So these are the records, right? Here we have trans ID. We have a sequence as well. Let's consider it as a sequence. Suppose we don't have this trans ID, okay, in this table or any, just assume that you don't have any sequences, okay. In target, while loading into the target, you want to create the sequences, okay. So by looking at the report, so total how many records are there, so it needs to be displayed clearly. So I have a trans ID, so but what I'll do here is in target, this is a table, I think, yeah. So in target, I need to create a sequence number column. Okay. So how we can do? So let's assume we have a sequence number in the target table, sequence number column, but there is no data in that. So from source, using this mapping, okay, here using expression, we want to create the sequence, or without expressions also we can create the sequence, right, by using sequence generator. Just you can remove this, just add here is sequence generator is there, right? So without, just by with this also we can create the sequence. Just connect the sequence generator to the target, it will create. Okay, on which column, that we will map it here. So without sequence generator, I want to create the sequences. So how we can do? We can, one of the way is by using expression transformation, we can achieve that. So I'll tell you how to create that. So before that, let's create a column here like sequence number. Okay. So I'm gonna add the sequence number into the target table. Okay. So now if you go and check this, so we have a sequence number now. Okay. So if you see here, we have the null. Okay. So, but we need to create sequence numbers. So while loading from source to the target, we need to assign the sequence. Okay, let's check now. Let's go to expression. So click on this plus symbol to add. So here, if you see here, field type, we have output variable, input macro, output macro. Okay, now we'll discuss about output field and variable field. So what I'll do, first I'll create a variable field. So what I'll do here is, I'll give it a variable as a variable sequence. So sequence, it is a number, right? So I'll keep it as integer. Okay, click on OK. And again, I need one output port for that variable. So what I'll do, O underscore sequence. This is also integer. So now what we have to do, first configure variable sequence. So for this, what we have to do, we just need to create sequence, right? For that, we so v underscore sequence plus 1. Just validate it. Okay. And here output sequence equal to v underscore sequence. Okay. So what we have defined here, so I have created a variable port and I'm taking the same variable port as a expression and I'm just incrementing with plus 1. Here the starting value for v sequence will be 0. So here output sequence is v sequence. Whatever the value holds here in v sequence, it will be assigned to the output of sequence. So here is 0 plus 1, 1, right? So v underscore sequence value is 1 now. So the value 1 is assigned to the output sequence. So output sequence is holding now the value as 1. So in this way, for this the next record, v sequence is already value 1, right? So 1 plus 1, it will increment 2. So again, variable sequence is holding value 2, same value it will be passed to the output sequence. So in this way, we can increment the sequence value. So the same we are passing it to the target. Let's take the target table, select the target table, t underscore trans details, right? So before loading, I'll just truncate the table and load it into the target table. So now we have the target fields, right? We have an extra column, sequence number. Now what we'll do, we will do the smart mapping. So for this, we have output sequence, right? So we need to map it to the output sequence. So now save it. So okay, now the mapping is valid. Let's just rename the mapping here, m underscore expression sequence transformation. Okay, save it. So if you go and check here in the target, so we have the data, right? For just purpose, I will just truncate. So I have truncated. Now we have 0 record set. Let's run the job now. So I have always telling you, right, that before you are going to run the job, you need to create a task flow. Okay. So it is good for practice. For time consuming purpose, I am just running the mapping directly. But it is always best to create the mapping task for every mapping. So we got 100 records. Now let's check here. So now the serial number, if you see here, we got the sequences, right? So in this way, we can use the expression transformation. And as well as if you want to concate or if you want to do some operations, see here expression, it is not a port. We'll be having input and output, okay? And variable port also it's there. Why we will use variable port? It is to intermediate calculations, okay? And we cannot use it as a output port. As we discussed here, we cannot use it as a output port, right? So in expression, we should have a variable port, and for that variable port, we'll be assigning to the output port, but we cannot create a variable port as the output port, okay? And so we have done the operations like variable equal to a plus b in the sense here variable port equal to variable plus 1, and this variable will be assigning to the output port. So out equal to variable. Suppose if you want to do some calculations like if you want to increase the salary by 10% or 20%, something like that, you can create a variable ports in expression, and that variable you can assign to the output port. In that way, we can do. So here, if you see the order of execution, first input port will execute, and then variable port, and then output port. So this is the order of execution. It is one of interview question. They will ask you what is the execution order if you have expression transformations in your mapping. So the first is input. Whatever the input values, input ports we have here. Let's say what I'll do for this expression. These are all the incoming fields, right? First, all these incoming fields will trigger, and then we have the expression. So next we'll have the expression ports, variable ports if you have anything. Then the output ports. If you go and check here in the target incoming fields, so this is output. This is coming from expression, right? If you see here expression, and rest all are coming from the source. So the first input, whatever the inputs we are getting from the source, that will execute. And next, if you define any variable ports, that it will execute. Then the output. So you can perform some operations like this. If you take employee or if you take some if you want to do some calculations, just try it in by taking any one scenarios. You can do all these kind of operations. Okay, and you can write if conditions in between in the expression transformation. If salary less than or equal to 5,000, then increment by 30%. Else, if salary is greater than 5,000 and less than or equal to 10,000, then increment salary plus salary 20%. So in this way, we can perform the if conditions as well. Let's take here. Let's see. Uh, Here we have sales channel and units, right? What I'll do, total cost, unit cost, right? Mm, unit price are there. So let's say here we have a company table. Okay, in this we have the employee ID, employee email, and the location. Suppose we want to load in the target. I want to load employee ID, employee name, and the location. So I want to extract the employee names from the email ID. So by using expression also we can do it. Let's check in the target whether we have that table or not. Company. So we have a T company here, 45670. Yeah. So same target we have here. What I'll do, I'll just add one email. Add e-name. Okay. So I have altered now. So I have a name right here. So by using expression, I'll load the employee names from email. So let's create expression for this. Let's create a mapping. Okay. So go to new, click on mappings, create mapping, m underscore employee name extract. Okay. So the source is company table. So employee ID, email, location is. So I'll take expression. Okay. Go to expression window. So we have these columns coming from the. So in the output for, I will first create a variable e name v underscore employee name. It is a string. I'll keep it as that. Okay. And I need one output for right. O underscore e name. So I'll keep it as that. So now here from email, right? What we need to do, we'll just use substring of email, comma, one, comma, in string of employee name, comma, still at the rate symbol we need to get, right? So let's validate. So this is what. So for testing purpose, what we can do, we'll just do here, select employee ID, email as ename some something. Okay, let's see what we'll get. So in this way also you can do the testing whether we are getting the expected output or not. Okay, so if you see here, now we are getting the exact names. So what I'll do, I'll just need to do the -1 here. Now click on OK. So for the output ename, We just need to give this variable name. Now the expression is passed. Go to target, create the target now, select the table name. So we have the company, what is the target name? T underscore company. So T underscore company. So it is insert operation. I'll truncate before loading. These are all the target fields we have. Let's do the field mapping. So it has taken the correct okay. Ename we have mapped the output ename. Save it. So the mapping is valid now. It is showing valid. Let's run the mapping. So I've just shown you two scenarios. Okay, you just take sample of data and you can just do the operations. Okay, you can merge the first name, last names, or if you want to merge the first name, middle names by creating variable fields, you can do the operations in expression transformation. So the data has been loaded. Let's check in the target table. So if you see here, we got the employee name. Okay. So if you don't want this email also, you can just exclude that one. Go to mapping. Okay. In the target fields, what and all you need, we are getting from incoming. You can create one here. Click on this exclude, configure. You don't want email ID. Okay. Oh, sorry. From email ID, we are doing this operations, right? 1 second. Okay, from expression we are getting. So from expression, so you want only employee ID, location, email. That's it. So target fields, field mapping. Here I'm not mapping any. Okay, email ID I'm not mapping. If you want, we can exclude this as well. Employee ID. Sorry, email, right? And delete this. So if you don't want to create, just leave it. Save it. Suppose in target, you don't have the email column. Okay. From source, we have email column. But in target, we don't have email column. We have only ename. So in this case, employee ID, ename, location. So anyway, we'll be extracting the user employee name from the email ID and we'll be loading into the employee name column. Okay. So yeah, it is succeeded. Now if you see, we got the employee AMC. So in this way, you can create so many, or you can do the calculations in between. So as I said, one example, right? The salary column, or if you want to do some aggregations, so you can create in this expression transformation. You can create the variable ports and the output ports. Okay. So I hope you guys understood this. So thank you so much for watching my videos. Please do subscribe and like, share it to your friends. Thank you so much, guys. We'll meet up in the next session. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.